Hi and welcome back to the garden. Today is Saturday, March 25th, and you know what Saturday means. We do a quick review of this garden, and then we go to you and see what's going on in your garden. Now if you're new to my channel, you're in for a real treat. This community is growing better than the garlic and onions I planted just the other day. This is a deep mulch garden, and I stumbled upon this because I didn't want to weed anymore. Then I thought folks might be interested, and the thing that's helped me out the most is you and the stuff you send me every week. About 2 years ago, I asked you to start sending me photos of what you do in your garden. And this is the best part of my week, is celebrating the successes you have in your garden. So come on, let's take a look at a few. Scott wanted us to know that most of the rhizomes from the parent plants that we got our seeds from made it through the winter and now are starting to grow. A few members of this community started sending in photos of their seeds. Michael, Valerie, Walter, this is terrific. I'm assuming everybody else is starting their seeds this week also. The ones I used as an example are still in the game. Now's where the fun comes. Who's going to get the first flower? The most flowers, the best flowers. Who's going to have the last flower? I think we'll have to let the community judge on some of this. Allison sent in a couple shots of her garden. She was so happy with how the deep mulch worked last year. She's having her garden doubled in size. And look, she's already got potatoes up. Missouri, Leon is going mainly container gardening this spring. We look forward to seeing your abundance. Thanks for sharing. Bruce's compost bin is terrific. Look at all the growth the mulch is blessing his garden with. Onions the size of baseballs? In March? Thank you for sharing, and we can't wait to see more from Florida. See what I mean? Weren't those terrific? Even with my bad Forrest Gump accent, I got a line of carrots coming up. I got one pea I see just trying to break through. And the other peas, I don't think it's going to be very long. We're going to have peas and carrots. Let's go ahead and take a look at a couple more. Art's wife is definitely ready for Art to take his Oklahoma banana tree outside for the summer. And his line of spinach has sprouted nicely. Larry's North Carolina containers are doing very well. And look at that, blueberries as accent plants around the house. That is a terrific idea. Thank you. Whitney also has potatoes sprouted. She has started to use cardboard and coffee grounds as a compost. That is fantastic. We can't wait to see how your garden grows this summer. Thank you. Please leave a comment down below and let everybody know how much you appreciate them sharing what's going on in their gardens. Now this mini greenhouse, we planted these seeds in the middle of winter. Radishes are doing really well. Got beets and lettuce. Mini greenhouse is a great way to extend your growing season. I want to show you something else with the mini greenhouse. Check this out. We had the mini greenhouse set over here and this lettuce died back. But look what's coming back from the roots. Even though it froze for several nights, we kept the roots warm enough and we're going to have more lettuce. Let's take a look at a couple more. Denise's herbs are greening up nicely in central Oklahoma, and those seedlings should go out pretty soon. You know you're going to have those raised beds filled before you know it. We can't wait to see that. Thank you. Valerie took her first harvest in Texas. Pak choy? Oh, that's beautiful. Looks like that deep mulch bed is almost ready to plant out. Everything is growing so nice. This is very exciting, Valerie. Keep us posted. I'm amazed at what you guys are doing in your garden. Hit the like button if you agree. Now, if you've been following me, you might say the Swiss chart isn't getting much bigger. Well, look at this bowl I just took last night. The whole reason we do this is just to extend the growing season. This is a great example of ground cover. You were also here with me when I planted this in a mini greenhouse. The ultimate goal is to either have roots going all year long or cover the soil with mulch. The ground wants to be covered, one way or the other. You want to keep feeding the life in that soil so when spring comes, you're able to grow. Kelly and Cassandra are both new contributors. I'll give you 3 guesses what each one of them are individually up to. And no, it's not beets. Kelly is growing slips off of her last year's harvest. Cassandra has 2 different varieties growing. These are awesome, and it ties straight into what I did this morning. I took some slips to a Cherokee seed exchange this morning and gave them away. I also gave a small lesson on how to grow slips. Check it out. So what you do is you just put your ends in the water and they'll start to root. And when these root down, they come off very easily. Just pull them right off, and the roots come with them.
Okay. So one of those will provide a lot of starters.
Yes. And then if you got a little soil and a little water in there, then you make sure, gently get the roots down in there. I got the wrong size cup for this demonstration.
It kind of reminds me of a baby's lead. You say baby it down in there.
Yeah, and I kind of spin it sometimes.
Yeah.
Then on Memorial Day, in this area, Memorial Day is when I usually plant, but then you're good to go for the rest of the summer. You leave them alone.
So about the end of May.
You water them till fall.
Really?
Yeah. Cool. And they'll make a really nice hill full of potatoes. All you got to do, just keep them in the water and they root really nicely. They pull off really easily. If you got a little bigger one, the orange one that I gave you, ought to put on a couple more slips besides the ones that are on there already.
Because this one's just started.
Yeah, it's just started.
Just starting, isn't it? From those eyes.
Yeah. The thing is, if you plant this with the slips on it, you're going to make really nice green leaves, but you're not really going to make potatoes. You want the slips themselves.
Okay.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
It was great, and I met a ton of really nice people. If you ever have a chance to go to a seed exchange, you meet the nicest kind of folks there. Take a look at that. The blueberries are just about to bloom. Well, I'm sure glad you stopped by to help me celebrate what our friends and neighbors are doing in their garden. If you want to be part of this community, just email me at waylandsmalley5@gmail.com. The address is in the description box below. I guarantee you, all other gardeners would love to see what you're doing in your garden. That's where we gain our inspiration. 5-gallon bucket over some volunteer Swiss chard will help it make it through the winter. The whole reason we do this is to extend the growing season. So until next time, take care of yourself, take care of your family, and God bless you. Come on, let's plant.
Let's go plant garden.